a career in wastewater treatment is important to the communities and to the state of Iowa for multiple reasons, because of it. It's a water quality job. It's where people can get a job in actually improving water quality and seeing a change in improvements, and it protects public health. It's a career field that is really wide open, from doing basic chemistry to advanced chemistry to engineering. Education needed. It ranges. It has quite a bit of range, the positions that we would have in a wastewater job. Like as engineering, if you want to get into that part of it, design for in the collection system, the treatment systems, flows, and that type of stuff. You'd be looking at math, and even our engineers have a lot of chemistry, because the chemistry helps them understand how the system works. Our collection systems guys, they got a background in mechanics and plumbing, and they know how to drive trucks, those types of fields. Our plant people, they have similar people that work in the plant actually have backgrounds in chemistry and biology, looking at everything from the microbes to the interaction of the chemicals that may come into the plant and how we can remove that, testing nitrogen and phosphorus. Also, they actually have to have some background in farming on how to deal with the biosolids and how to apply them to the ground. So, for me, a normal day, I start off about 6:30. The first thing I do is I come in and get the doors open, and we go out, and I go to the computer system, check all the lift stations, look at the flows, look at the pump cycles, make sure everything's good, make sure that we haven't had any bypasses, check all the alarms, both in the plant and in the collection system. And about 7:30 is when the collection system guys, we go out and we have our morning chat about what work needs to be done, which can be all sorts of things. We check the lift stations once a week. During the summer, we're cleaning sewer lines, jetting sewer lines, cammering sewer lines. We go out and do inspections of people connecting up to their house or their business or their property up to the sewer line. And there's something new every day. It really, we've got construction projects going on. We've got people connecting to the sewer all the time. People are disconnecting old services and adding new services. Subdivisions that get added in. And then if a sewer line breaks or somebody breaks a sewer line, then we get called out to that stuff as well. So that's how a day starts. We try to address what we can, try to be proactive, make sure that everything's functioning for the next day. At the end of the day, we kind of go back through, check all the systems, make sure everything looks like it's going to be good through the night, and then turn on all the alarms. And if alarms go off, guys might get called out for any certain alarm, high water levels, low water levels, pumps shutting off, that kind of stuff. The best part about this job is there's not a single day that is the same as the other. Every day is different. So from one day we might be having power outages and running generators around and checking, making sure that we're not bypassing. The next day we're out cleaning lift stations in the plant. One day they're just doing normal routine checking everything, and the next day we might get an increased flow of 1 million gallons of water because of a rain event, and they're changing things in the plant to make sure that the plant can take the flow and treat that wastewater as it comes through. Job is important for many reasons. One, we're taking wastewater, and so and treating it, so it's a benefit to the public for health reasons. So we're not putting putting wastewater into clean water like the lakes or streams and actually creating disease vectors for people if they go swimming and doesn't infect the fish. Those things are there to protect the public's health. But we also, and around the Iowa Great Lakes, it's very important. If we weren't here, we'd have septic systems most likely around the majority of the lakes, which those would be leaching nitrogen and phosphorus into the lakes, causing algae blooms. So really, our focus here, a lot of people will say, is protect water quality. And so we collect that wastewater, we treat it, take those nutrients out, we're putting it in Milford Creek, and a lot of times the water that we're putting into Milford Creek is cleaner than the water that's in Milford Creek. So we're actually improving water quality in Milford Creek by doing that. The Iowa Great Lakes Sanitary District, we've got a activated sludge system. So the water comes into the treatment plant after coming through the collection system. The water we get all the as many of the solids removed out of that as we can. So the sands and grits and that type of stuff that will come through, we separate that out. The water then goes into clarifiers. Those clarifiers will help remove more of the solids and get the solid material out of the water. Then that moves to the aeration tanks. Those aeration tanks help to, the aeration tanks are actually filled with our water bugs, if you want to refer to them as that, and they actually help break down the nitrogen and the phosphorus and remove that, and primarily on the nitrification, they remove the nitrogen from the system. And from that point, that water goes to our secondary clarifiers, and those help remove the final solids out of the system. The last step is it goes into the UV chamber. That's where it gets we put the UV light on there, and that actually kills out the bacteria that's in the water. And then it goes out and through a finger system, which gives it one last chance to get aeration into it before it goes into Milford Creek.